Thank you very much, my sister, the Honorable Deputy Chief Justice and Vice President of the Supreme Court, Your Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, my dear friend and brother, the Honorable Danstan Mulamba, Deputy Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Gladys Bos-Chole, our Deputy Speaker, representing the Right Honorable Speaker, Dr. Moses Wetangula, Honorable Hilary Sigei, my colleague, Justices of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, High Court and Courts of Equal Status, judicial officers, directors and staff, our development partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our guests this morning, good morning. Good morning again. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence to launch this year's Sonja report. Before I go to my speech, because I've been given this segment of the program to learn, I wish to call two dear friends, beginning with my friend, the Honorable Cabinet Secretary for Lands, Madam Harris Wahome. She is one of us. She has practiced law for many, many years. I just want her to greet us. I know she is seeking permission from His Excellency, the Deputy President, but I am here. This is my time now. I want her to greet us because she is in charge of our key Ministry of Lands. We live on land. Our courts are in land. And therefore, she knows the reason why I want her to greet us this morning. Welcome.
Freds don't ambush each other. I am thoroughly ambushed by my good friend, the Honorable the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court. All protocols observed. My Deputy President is here, and he's officially the one giving the speech. And he asked me which side I am. I think I have been betrayed also. Good morning. I really don't have a speech, and I did not expect to come here, but I want to confirm that I know that my ministry is the largest maybe occupant in terms of the register of cases throughout the country, and we continue seeing very good jurisprudence coming up, and yes, we ought to be maybe doing much better, but all efforts are being done by the government and put in place in terms of funding also, so that we can reduce the cases that are coming even to the judiciary for litigation. That obviously means that we must do automation. We must complete our ADISASA system. The National Land Information and Management System needs to be complete, and that will secure the land tenures, everything, our security of documents. And therefore, Honorable Chief Justice, I also know that this particular, maybe from this wall up there, you have been waiting for titling of the judiciary plot, but not just yourself, actually also the COMESA. We are evaluating, and I know I gave a commitment, and I have been charged by the Deputy President to make sure that we complete that exercise. I want to confirm that we are working on it, and we cannot, of course, be the ones fighting the judiciary in terms, you don't have, in fact, enough space, and therefore we will continue working with you. Thank you for the efforts, the work you do in terms of land cases, but I want to plead that in most cases, if the courts were to call for records of the ministry the record for land in every other parcel, you will get an answer there, because those that have been alterated, those that have been fraudulently altered, the chief land registrar should give the solution and assist the judiciary coming up with the right answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Judges wanted to hear that, especially when we will receive our title for this plot, because they have been asking me and I did not have an answer. Thank you very much. My next special guest, with your permission, Your Excellency, our Deputy President, is the Deputy Chief Justice of South Africa, Justice Mlamba. I request you, my brother, I know we ambushed you from a conference you are attending to grace this occasion, and I want you to share a few remarks before I give my speech. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Chief Justice. Your Excellency, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, Deputy Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, you will excuse me for adopting this line of observing protocols. I'm a peregrinus of this jurisdiction, so I don't want to try and emulate what you are doing in terms of observing the protocol, because I don't want to spoil it. But I want to say, please allow me, Honorable Chief Justice, to ride on all the protocols that have already been observed. It is a distinct honor for me to join you today on this important occasion, marking the annual presentation of the Kenya State of the Judiciary and Administration of Justice report. Please allow me to express my appreciation to you, as well as the appreciation of my leader, Honorable Chief Justice Mandi Samaya, who is your friend, Honorable Chief Justice, to be part of this program. I must also acknowledge the long-standing spirit of collaboration and mutual respect between the South African and Kenyan judiciaries, which has fostered valuable exchanges. I also convey warm greetings from my Chief Justice, as I say, and she will be doing the same thing in a few days' time, next week. So, and she instructed me, not directed me, to take full notes of what you are doing today. It is remarkable that the judiciary of Kenya has firmly demonstrated that it is serious about accountability, especially after its far-reaching constitutional reforms of 2010, which entrenched judicial independence and accountability. The occasion today, therefore, is not merely ceremonial. It is a mechanism for transparency to affirm institutional independence and, in so doing, reinforce public trust in the administration of justice. I therefore commend you, Honorable Chief Justice Martha Koome, that whilst you fiercely promote and defend judicial independence, you have demonstrated your exemplary leadership by embracing judicial reporting in a public, evidence-based and reflective process. Under your leadership, the Kenyan judiciary has made serious strides in being the pallbearer of good practice in this region. I do not want to take much of your time. I just want to say to you, my Honorable Chief Justice said, I must congratulate you and congratulate the judiciary of Kenya for this milestone, and to let you know that we are not far behind. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Let us appreciate the Deputy Chief Justice of South Africa for gracing this occasion and for those very, very kind words of encouragement. Before I speak, also, I want to recognize the distinguished members of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, Please be upstanding. We recognize you, all the members of NCAJ. Thank you very much for coming. You are a very critical cog in the administration of justice, and we value the support that you give to the judiciary to keep the wheels of justice moving. I also want to recognize in a very, very special way our development partners who are present here with us this morning. Please, if you can be upstanding. I know you will have a chance to speak, but I want our chief guest, before he leaves, to see the people who encourage us, who support us, even when the storms are so high. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, I want to thank you most sincerely for honoring us with your presence. I know how tight your program is. His Excellency, the President, was supposed to be here, but I had him negotiate with you so that you could hold this brief this morning, and we are so, so grateful that you were able to spare time to come and launch for us the Sonja report. I also want to thank the representatives of various arms of government, agencies in the justice sector, our development partners, and stakeholders for joining us for the presentation of the State of the Judiciary and Administration of Justice report for the financial year 2024-2025. Your presence here today reflects a shared national commitment to all of us strengthening the rule of law and advancing the administration of justice. This occasion marks an important moment in our democratic calendar. The Sonja report is not simply a statutory requirement, like other speakers who have spoken said. It is a constitutional duty anchored in the values of transparency, accountability, and public participation. Through it, the judiciary provides a candid account of the work we have done in the past year, how we have exercised judicial authority, the progress achieved, how we have utilized the resources given to the judiciary. We account for the challenges we have encountered along the way and the reforms that we wish to undertake. This annual report reinforces the judiciary's transparency, accessibility, and accountability as an independent arm of government. It is through such mechanisms that we keep faith with the sovereign will of the Kenyan people, where we remain open to scrutiny and continue to engage Kenyans so that we can build public trust in the administration of justice. The theme of this year's report, enhancing accountability and public trust in the judiciary, speaks to our institutional focus on enhancing public trust, which is the lifeblood of any justice system. Without it, even the most sophisticated courts cannot command confidence, obedience, or legitimacy. For this reason, the judiciary has continued to strengthen the integrity of our systems, deepen internal accountability, to improve performance management, to widen access to justice, and to accelerate implementation of the social transformation through access to justice blueprint. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Sonja demonstrates the progress we have made in building an accountable, people-centered justice system. Justice belongs to the people. Everybody wants to experience fairness and justice. Therefore, we have undertaken institutional reforms aimed at enhancing the enforcement of ethical standards, protecting the public from misconduct, and ensuring that every judge, judicial officer, and staff members, all of them uphold the highest ideals of professionalism as detailed by the speech by the Honorable Deputy Chief Justice, who is in charge of performance and disciplinary matters, especially for our judicial officers and staff. In advancing public trust, communication and openness remain essential. We strengthened the institutional communication through the establishment of the Judiciary Spokesperson's Office, operationalization of the Judiciary Call Center, and held the inaugural Judiciary Dialogue Day, a milestone participatory platform where we invited citizens in all the court stations. We invited partners and stakeholders where they engaged directly with judges, judicial officers, and staff across the court stations in the country. In addition, our court stations held open days, breaking down barriers between the courts and the communities they serve, and enhancing transparency and accountability at the grassroots levels. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, our guests, access to justice also improved significantly during the last financial year through expansion of the judiciary's physical and digital footprint. We continued to grow judicial presence across the country by operationalizing new courts and sub-registries. These include a new Court of Appeal sub-registry in Garissa, bringing the total number of the Court of Appeal sub-registries to 6. We also operationalized 2 High Court stations in Isiolo and Makandara, and 5 additional High Court sub-registries, ensuring the presence of the High Court in all the 47 counties. Please clap for that. We also operationalized 6 new magistrates' courts, bringing the total number of magistrates' courts to 143 in 133 constituencies. We also handed 3 new small claims courts, increasing the number of small claims courts to 40. We also enhanced the Environment and Lands Court's capacity by establishing a new appeals division in Nairobi. The transition of the Retirement Benefits Appeals Tribunal to the Judiciary raised the number of tribunals under our administration to 27 out of 43 shared services centers for tribunals in Nairobi and Kisumu to enhance access to justice through tribunals and to optimize resources. Your Excellency, beyond establishing new courts, we strengthened the reach of justice through mobile courts, where 59 mobile courts were in operation, which brought services to remote areas. And through these mobile courts, we have registered 7,872 new cases and resolved 6,751. The Judiciary also expanded the court annex mediation, establishing 14 new court annex mediations registries, bringing the total number of court annexed mediation registries to 82 across the country. While alternative justice systems, AJS, county action plans were launched in 6 additional counties, bringing the total number of counties where the AJS policy is being implemented to 12 at the end of the financial year. These alternative pathways reduce adversarial litigation. They also restore relationships and reduce pressure on the formal court system. Ladies and gentlemen, efficiency remained a hallmark of our court operations in the last financial year, culminating in a historic case clearance rate of 104%, with 621,000 cases filed as compared to 647,000 in the resolved in the same year. Pending cases reduced by 3%, while backlog defined as cases older than 1 year dropped by an impressive 30%, especially at the High Court and the Magistrates Court. An analysis of case filings during the year revealed an 80% overall decline in criminal cases, and the police are very happy with that, and a 58% increase in civil cases compared to previous year. This increase in civil cases was largely driven by the small claims courts, which recorded a staggering 58% increase in case filings, reflecting its success as a transformative engine of access to justice for individuals and small businesses. Through Mahakama Popote initiative, which Your Excellency is our own innovation, you never left this when you practiced, we were able to redistribute 19,000 cases from high volume courts to stations with lower case loads, resulting in the resolution of 14,000 matters through this initiative, and therefore proving that digital innovation can democratize case management and reduce delays. Digitization has been a major pillar of our reform agenda. We accelerated automation of judicial services through expansion of the case tracking system, adoption of AI-enabled speech-to-text transcription, and enhancement of digital infrastructure to cover 177 court stations and offices nationwide. In addition, we launched the Judiciary mobile application, which has enabled us to improve accessibility of our services by enabling litigants to track their cases, obtain updates, and access information in real time, especially obtaining dates and the mentions of their cases. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, human capital remains the backbone of judicial transformation. The judiciary's workforce, as has been mentioned, stands at 6,979 employees, representing 64% of the approved establishment. The increasing number of stations and expanding jurisdictions demands urgent need for additional staffing to sustain improvements in access to justice and maintain high standards of service delivery. Yesterday, we went to Parliament to listen to the State of the Nation address by His Excellency the President. We had to run away, me and the Deputy Chief Justice, because the members of Parliament are reaching out to us to open a court in their constituencies. and we don't have money to open. So we told them to allocate us money, and then we'll be able to hire staff, because they said they can even build the court for us. However, the achievements in increased case clearance rate have been realized in the context of significant financial constraint, as detailed by the Chief Registrar. These financial constraints continue to affect our infrastructure development, our digitization, because our servers now are growing old, and because of the overload. If there is anything that keeps me up at night, makes me lose sleep, is to imagine that we are going to lose the gains we have made in digitization. We also need to recruit judges, judicial officers, also for the tribunals, and we need to increase our capacity in terms of training and other operational capacities. In addition to launching the Soldier today, we are also launching or unveiling the Social Transformation Through Access to Justice Blueprint Simple Guide, one which is user-friendly, one which can be a simple companion, and one that distills the core ideas, vision, and priorities of STAJ. We want this to be accessible in this format for public consumption. This guide is designed to demystify our judicial reforms agenda. It's also meant to clarify the judicial transformation journey and empower judges and judicial officers, staff and citizens, our partners, our stakeholders and justice actors understand in a meaningful manner what STAJ is all about, and also to participate in our people-centered justice agenda. This simplified guideline reflects our commitment to transparency, civic education, and ensuring that Kenyans not only access justice, but also comprehend the systems, the processes, and the values that animate it. By providing clear explanations of the outcomes, strategies, and priorities that we are pursuing, and the role of each actor in strengthening justice delivery, the guide serves as a practical tool for fostering partnership and accountability in this reform journey in Kenya and beyond. In conclusion, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the Soldier report affirms that the judiciary continues on a steady path of transformation, becoming more efficient, more transparent, more accessible, more responsive to the needs of the people of Kenya. Our progress is the result of dedication of judges, judicial officers, and staff, and the invariable support that we receive of our partners across the government, civil society, professional bodies, and the private sector. I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation to all of them who have contributed to last financial year's milestone. This is work of our collective efforts that has taken us this far. And with those remarks, it is now my honor and privilege to invite His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, to deliver a speech. Thank you, Your Excellency.